Harmson here, and last week I did a mastermind group with David Cox, who's a bit of an expert on ClickFunnels, and he did a fantastic piece on how to add your subdomain, which is one of those things in ClickFunnels which can be a little bit awkward if you're not sure what you're doing. So I'm really grateful that David's allowed me to share this. I put my little intro on the beginning. It's got his branding on it other than that. So here we go. Enjoy. We're in.
So this is my GoDaddy account.
Right.
These are the domains of which I've collected through GoDaddy in some way, shape, or form.
Okay. Are any of them age domains that have any trust flow at the moment? Just out of interest.
Any what? Sorry.
Any of them age domains, or do they have any trust flow or page authority at the moment, or not?
No, I don't understand that. So probably the answer is no, or it might be yes. If I understood the question, then I would.
Okay, we'll cover that in SEO next week today. I'm doing SEO a week tonight.
Yeah, there's none. No, I've done no work on SEO whatsoever.
Okay, well we'll do that a week on Monday.
All right then. So the one I've been working on is this one, which is reducer.international. So DNS is what I'm looking for. So are you familiar with DNS?
Yep.
Domain naming service?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is I haven't touched this domain at all yet, but I did. I've introduced it to ClickFunnels earlier on. And what ClickFunnels ask you to do on a domain that they're going to be using, it's part of their system, is to change the www entry under CNAME to target.clickfunnels.com. So it's that line there, which is the key one. So if I click on the edit button and take this ampersand out, it goes to target.clickfunnels.com and leave time as it is and go on save. So that's in there now. So anybody going to www.reducer.international, there's no international is a top level domain, so it's simple as that really. It could have been .com or .co.uk or .net, .org, any of those, but this one is actually .international. So if anybody goes to www.reducer.international, then they will go to the funnel that I set up or will be setting up in ClickFunnels.
Right.
So
it's like a domain redirect.
Yes, but there's a fudge in this, which is the way that ClickFunnels handle the whole domain forwarding aspect of what we're talking about here. So if I go into ClickFunnels, that's the funnel that I've set up, which is a template that I've got running on my system anyway. And you see that my account is www.cox.clickfunnels.com/blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Yeah.
Well, blah-de-blah-de-blah is not really important, but that is what
this bit here, ClickFunnels just appends that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Now you can edit that. Whether we can or not on this, I'm not sure. But let me. So that's the one that we'll use. If I go to another bit of ClickFunnels, these are the domains that I've got registered with ClickFunnels.
Right.
And you'll see that the top level, the domain name, the basic domain name, if I call it the domain, has always got www on the front.
Right.
And if you go just to this one, let's say davidcoxint.com, then it wouldn't work. It has to have the www on the front in order for it to work with ClickFunnels. So
Ooh,
if you're
that's
doing a link, you need to put the www on the front of it.
so. If you okay.
Now, the one I did this morning was www.retuser.international. I haven't verified that, and then because it just takes time to work through. If you go back to GoDaddy, then these are the name servers where it puts entry into it. Now, this used to take hours and hours and hours and days in order for it to work its way through the system. I'm hoping that since I did it at about midday, that it's actually worked its way through, but that's why it takes so long. So if I go back to this and I click on verify, can I do this?
Isn't it the dots at the end?
Could be.
Oh, here we go.
Verify. So did that work? Yes, it did. Okay, so that's now verified. So it's worked its way through the DNS servers at the GoDaddy end. Now, if I go back into the domain again, and that's not quick. I mean, it's not instantaneous. Let's put it that way. I don't really know how long it takes these days, but it's variable to say the least.
Yeah.
But then if I go into there is a way of setting up the default page, the 404 error page. These are like all of the defaults that if they can't find the link that they're going to, it will send them to the default page will be this one. Now, I haven't associated this with a funnel yet, but it's not talking to me. But the one that I need to change is this one, which is SSL. So you can add SSL, and that's part of the ClickFunnels system. So the certificate that they apply to your website is with a certificate organized by ClickFunnels. So if I add that in, then it's coming up with success behind the picture.
Oh, so they just automatically add SSL to any of the domains you set up?
You can ask for it. You have to ask for it. Like I had to click the button to say do it, but it did it. But it will only do it on a verified domain name.
Right.
So if I go back to domain, this is back to GoDaddy.
Yeah.
And I want to, let's say I'm running retuser.international, but I want to have subdomains like it might be uk.retuser.international, it might be USA. Or it might be Derek. Or David. Or whatever. Then for that, I need to add another CNAME record. So if I click on add, and the type is going to be CNAME, and the host, I'll put it in as Derek if I may take the liberty.
Yeah, go for it.
That's going to point to target.clickfunnels.com.
Right.
And that's true for all of the subdomains. So you can have as many subdomains as you like, but they all got a point at target.clickfunnels.com.
Yep.
Now, at the moment, this isn't part of clickfunnels.com. Now, there's something that you have to be careful of here, and that is that ClickFunnels have got names that are embargoed. And some examples of that are .com secrets,
right,
expert secrets, ClickFunnels itself, and there's a whole list. Before tonight or part of this process, I'll try and find the list and put it out there. There's a list of about 12 or 15 names that ClickFunnels will not allow. And I found that the hard way because I'm trying to sell free plus shipping books under .com secrets, but I couldn't add it in as a subdomain. They just wouldn't do it. So I had to go back to DNS and then change it. So if I save that, then that's added it in as a CNAME down the bottom here.
Right.
But all of these subdomains are called target.clickfunnels.com. And ClickFunnels themselves are treating www like a subdomain. Now, that's so well and good, because when I get back to ClickFunnels and I'm into account settings, I've got the domain in there, but if I go back to domains, what I now want to do, and it's behind the picture, let's see if I can, this works out okay. I'm going to add the subdomain in, which I would have to do to make this work. And it's use an existing domain.
Yeah.
And can you see it comes up with www on the front? Can you see that? Now, on the subdomain, that has to come out, because www is going to a different subdomain.
Yeah, no, got it.
And that took a long time to sort out with...
so you were putting www.derek.
If you put www.derek.Retusa International, it would not work.
Because it's different to the CNAME record.
Correct. It's having a look at www and seeing as being something completely different.
Yeah, no,
so
got it.
The actual domain is derek.retusa.international. Boom. Add domain. And now it's going back to the DNS settings to see whether that is a genuine domain or not, which it is. So you can click on I've done that step, because I've just did it. And then it's got to have a funnel to associate with it. And now I'm going back to Derek's test funnel.
Right.
Which is the one I set up with .com secrets on it. Click on associate funnel. And there we go.
So when we go back and look at that funnel.
So if we go back and look at this funnel.
And refresh that.
And refresh all this.
It should come up with Derek this time. Hey, there we go.
So there it is. There it's in. And then you can change it on settings. So your landing page.
Yeah.
You can send it in here, and you can also in here. Now I'm not absolutely click perfect on this, but Spencer Meacham did a session on YouTube about the differences between the different settings if you set up a domain. Now he was very quick and he didn't cover all the little salient points, but you can actually go to the that one there, and that's called opt-in, and the path is that one, and you can put anything you like in there. So you can put I could put Derek in there. Update the page,
and then that would, and then
you can, if you go to /Derek, then it will take you straight to that page.
Yeah, if you refresh that, will it change it in ClickFunnels?
I haven't checked. Well, this is ClickFunnels.
That's what I mean. If you refresh that, would it come up with Derek here?
No, because it. Oh well, I've got to save it actually. So sorry, it's let me.
Oh, you need to go back and save it in settings.
I've got to save it in. Yeah, actually, that one I don't think I do need to save, to be honest. But that's. I think it's done it. Let me go back and have another look. Yeah, it's still there. So we're good on that. And then metadata wise, then it's into edit page.
Yeah.
And settings,
SEO
metadata.
Yeah.
So my header is David Cox trainer, and page description, I can put in Retusa rocks. And if this works, then you should be able to find it on a Google search.
By searching Retusa rocks.
After, yeah.
Should we see if we can do that?
Well, let me see. I'm going to save it.
Yeah. It should propagate fairly quickly. Depends how often.
Well, this is what I did the other day, and it certainly did it within 24 hours. Whether it will do it now is another matter.
Hang on a second. Let me just go to a Google search. So hold fire there. David Cox. Oops. Trainer. Retusa Rocks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for this? Do you want me to share my screen? Should we do this live?
Yeah, go on then.
How do we share screen here? Share.
I need to stop sharing mine, then you can do it.
Okay, good. Just stop sharing yours for a minute. Okay.
There you go.
Share. Screen share. Okay, there you can see it there. Okay, this is live.
Okay, go for it.
YouTube, LinkedIn. No, it's not. I wouldn't worry about that because that's not propagated across the internet yet.
This is all a bit early, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, we could sort of check it every hour. We'll do it on the thing tonight and see.
Yeah. Let me just show you this while we're here. Authority Digital, Berkhamsted. So this is my digital marketing Authority Digital website, and that's what's coming up in Google. Okay. But if I go to the website, let's put it on a different page. Here's the website. Now I changed this on Friday. So if I go to SEO Quake and do a diagnosis on that, you can see that the actual page title is SEO Services Search Engine Optimization UK Berkhamsted, whereas Google is propagating as Authority Digital Marketing.
Okay.
And SEO Quake saying Search Engine Optimization Business. So you can see that it's not propagated across the internet correctly yet.
It's not instantaneous. And when did you
No, it's not. So I changed that on Friday afternoon.
Okay.
And so that's not propagated across properly yet. So it sometimes it takes a few days. What you can do is if you've got Google Sitemaps in the back of your site, just go in and resubmit the sitemap.
See, when I did a Google search on, forget about the Retusa Rocks bit, but when I did a search the other day on David Cox Trainer, then it came up with my Facebook page, and it came up with
that's what came up here.
I think my my YouTube channel.
That's what came up 1 and 2 on the David Cox Retusa.
There is another David Cox in this world, one of millions, but he's also an IT trainer, so he turns up. So
that's where having a name like Derek Armson is advantageous, because I'm the only one I know.
Yeah, well, it is. If Google you are the only one that Google knows, then you cracked it, haven't you?
Yeah. Okay, that's really good. That's a lovely little bit of training, actually. So
does that make sense then, the subdomain bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, got it now. Yeah, I have set one up, but it was a grainy process, and I had to keep going to support to get it done. So that's good. So we'll keep that training for posterity.
You just need to keep it in your mind that this www thing is treated as a subdomain by ClickFunnels, and it's a bit of a fudge, because if you miss the www out of your links, then it won't work on the domain name.
Yeah, I get that.
If you put www in front of your subdomain, that won't work either, because it just takes you through to the basic ClickFunnels site. Because it looks at www.
Just as an aside, I found out what the problem is on mine. Google Analytics isn't working. It's not connected.
Okay.
Yeah. David, that's brilliant. If you whiz me across a copy of the video when it's done on Dropbox or something like that, then I'll put it up on my website, and just let me know what link you want me to put on there for people to refer to you.
And here is an extra piece of video from Spencer Meckham, who explains how you alter your URL links in 3 places in a ClickFunnels funnel. He is from builderpreneur.com and gives lots of good advice, and this is a bit of his public offering. So enjoy this, and good luck with setting up your domains and subdomains in ClickFunnels. Any issues, send me an email at the email on the screen.
When you go to settings right here, we can do all kinds of good things. So this is where you'll choose your domain. So what basically what website, right? What's it going to show up here? The default is going to look weird like that, builderpreneur/app.clickfunnels.com, something like that. And you obviously want it to look a lot better than that. And so this says, what domain do you want it to be on? And later on in the video, I'll show you how you can actually get domains into your account so that you can do this. You can see ClickFunnels has access to tons of different domains currently in my account. But so that's where you'll select the domain for the funnel that it's all going to be hosted on. If you do any kind of Facebook or Google tracking, that can all be done right there as well. And the last thing you want to know about is A/B testing. So you can see this opt-in page is right here. This is the opt-in page. But we can actually tell ClickFunnels that we want to test something. For example, I might say, I don't like the headline on this funnel, but I'm not sure, that mine's any better. And so I can click Create Variation, and I can create just a duplicate of that page, and then I can tweak the headline on my duplicate. Okay, so I can take my duplicate, and it's loading here for a second, and I can edit it and say something slightly different that I think might work better. I can say masterclass. I don't know what you'd say there. There's a bunch of different things you could say, but that's where we would do that, and it's called A/B testing. And then that can give us as we start sending traffic, we can get a better idea of what marketing message is actually working better with people. Okay, so I always recommend A/B testing on that first page to see which message gets more people to put in their email address. And when we go to our stats, it will actually tell us. We can go into stats, and I'm not going to have any stats on this particular funnel right now, but we can go to opt-in page, and you can see I've got a control and a variation, and it'll say, hey, you sent 50 people there, 49 of them were unique, and this is the rate of people that actually opted in. And on your variation, hopefully I was right and my variation was higher, then it'll say, 93% of people actually put in their email address on your variation page. And I'm like, awesome, I'm clearly really good at marketing. Okay, so we talked about A/B testing, we talked about where to put in tracking links, where to find your stats, and where to choose the URL for your entire funnel. Where is it all going to be hosted? Next, I want to talk about the URL structure in general, and this is where things get really confusing. So, and this is where a lot of people, I get questions about this in my group and in my email, and all the time, this is where people get lost. So, you choose a URL for the entire funnel, right? That's what we did right here in settings. We also choose a path for the entire funnel. And what a path is this part right here, okay? So clickfunnels.com / whatever comes after that is called your path. So for this funnel, we could choose the path of example funnel for YouTube, okay? And then we choose a domain, which is go.builderpreneur.com. That's the domain I've already set up, and we'll talk about that later. So now I've selected the path for the main funnel. If anybody goes to this link right here, go.builderpreneur.com / example funnel for YouTube, it's going to take them to the first step in this funnel. Okay, whatever that first step is at the current time, that's where it's going to take them. You can get that link by clicking this right here. So we're going to go do that, and then what you can see here is another domain. Okay, so we've gone to settings, and we've done that. But over here, it's going to show this, and that's the actual URL for this domain, right, for this particular step in the funnel, okay? So this will always go to this step in the funnel, and then it will send them to either this page or this page, okay, depending on this. We tell it, usually I say 50-50. Send half the traffic here, half the traffic here for our test, right? So that's what this URL is going to do, and we can even test it right here. Boom, there it is. Okay, it took us to, well, they're the same right now, so it doesn't matter. But that's what that URL will do. You can change that, because once again, you want it to look clean, right? You can see it's not very clean right now. Right here, you can change the settings. Wow, I don't know what's going on with ClickFunnels right now. But you can change that right here, and change the path again to, I usually say step, YouTube video step 1. That's how I like it to look. And then I would update my funnel step. Okay, so now you can see it updated, and that will always send people there. Now guess what? There's another third URL you can send people to, because this one will send them either to this control page or this control page, right? Well, if we click these settings right here, we can actually choose the link for the exact control page, okay? So that first link that we select right here, this is where people get confused. This link is going to send people directly to this whole funnel, okay? This link, which is right here, will always send people to the first step in the funnel, but it will send them to one of these 2 pages. Finally, the final link, which is the actual page, is this one right here, and we can say step 1 V1, which is like version 1, right? I know it sounds confusing, but that is the actual one that people are going to see. Okay, where does that sound? So that is the actual URL that people are going to see up here. So watch, if we go to this now, we highlight that. You can see up here it says step 1 V1, because that's the actual page we sent them to, right? That's this page. So this URL will send people to here, which is this URL. That URL will send people either to this URL or this URL, and that is the final URL. So we'll want to, at the very least, name these URLs to look clean and pretty, because that's what our audience will see. Okay? Now, I talked about URLs for way longer than I wanted to, but people get so confused with all this stuff. They're like, hey, I changed the URL up here, and it still says something, it looks so weird up here. How do I fix that? So now you understand that. Let's dive in and talk about the editor. Okay? This is the actual editor of each individual page.